Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, if you couldn't get enough of WrestleMania, WWE is giving you yet another wonderful event. Except for some reason it's in Saudi Arabia. Ugh. Well, here it is. The greatest Royal Rumble. All men's championships defended because women won't be able to perform, and even if they did, it would be like the whole Abu Dhabi situation, which is blah, but that's beside the point. And for the first time ever, a 50-man Royal Rumble match. Yes, something crazy that we haven't seen in real life. Maybe in some other places? Probably. But in the WWE? Nope. Here you go. I'm Coffee Lover 239 with a cold because, well, for some reason I caught one over the weekend. And with me, as always, are Heathy and Hand of God. Say hi, fellas.
Hello.
All right, let's get into it. All right, let's just get the big match out of the way first. The greatest Royal Rumble. 50-man Royal Rumble match. Now, if any of you guys are on this server, and if you aren't, join, link below in the description. We actually did our own sort of 50-man Royal Rumble match, and now it's coming in real life. You know, I kind of secretly think that someone from WWE Creative might be lurking in our server. Well, maybe not necessarily me, but some of the other people do around here. And, there is a good amount of people here actually that are entering. And I'll ask you guys who you think's gonna win. Heathy, who do you think's gonna win the greatest Royal Rumble match?
Gone around circling my mind. At first, I thought it was going to be someone like John Cena, since Saudi Arabia is the mostly casual fan base. But then I think now he's going to beat Triple H. But, so there's so many people who could win it, but at the same time, there's so many people who can't win it, mainly because of just the magnitude of the match itself. I mean, I'm going to pick this man just purely based on the run he's been having, on the pure dominance he's shown on Monday Night Raw since maybe even last summer. I feel like it's all been building up to something, and this could be the payoff. So for that reason, I'm going with Strowman.
Good choice, actually. I can see why you think Strowman would definitely win. And Hand of God, who do you think's gonna win the greatest Royal Rumble match?
Well, I think that Strowman's definitely a good pick. Like he's very strong. He's got a lot of momentum behind him. But I'm gonna go with someone that a lot of people might not think is gonna win, and I'm gonna say Rey Mysterio.
Hmm, interesting pick. Yeah, kind of wish they didn't spoil his entry early on, though, to tell you the truth, because, yeah, it was a big surprise when he entered as a surprise entrant in the 2018 Royal Rumble match. And as for me personally, ooh, I've kind of narrowed it down to two in my mind. Like, either Braun Strowman or Daniel Bryan. Because Braun Strowman's been on a path of destruction, or shall I say symphony, and Daniel Bryan, I think they could have him win as sort of a makeup for, like, not necessarily winning a Royal Rumble match. But either way, this is going to be one hell of a Royal Rumble, and yeah, you can't really probably go wrong with anyone winning in particular. Only problem is, we don't know what the prize is still going to be. Oh, wait, it's probably going to be that damn trophy. Alright, let's go on to the next match. So, our next match is a rematch from WrestleMania 34. Brock Lesnar versus Roman Reigns in a steel cage for the Universal Championship. So, pretty much the whole damn internet was wrong because Brock won at Mania 34 and we all still lost in the end. I mean, it wouldn't have mattered who won in the first place. We all still would have lost. But this time here, it even hurts more. And now, Roman Reigns is going to rematch against Brock inside of a steel cage. Heathy, who do you think's going to win?
As I mentioned before, and this factor will mainly influence most of the big matches on this card. At Saudi Arabia, they're going to be the type of people that cheer for Roman, that cheer for Cena, that cheer for Rey Mysterio. When he makes his appearance in the Rumble, they're choosing to have this match again because they're going to get the desired reaction as opposed to WrestleMania, when the crowd was smart as hell and they were going to boo him out of the building. Take a chance, and they're going to make this pay-per-view one to remember, and going to make Saudi Arabia a big deal for, you know, future events. I think it's going to make Roman. It's going to be his time. I think Roman's winning the match.
Alright, I see what you mean. Yeah, people kind of thought they knew what was gonna happen at Mania, but then they swerved it at the last minute. And in fact, Mania 34, as I like to call it, was a whole night full of swerves, but we can talk about that some other time. Hand of God, who do you think's gonna win?
I think that Brock Lesnar's going to be the winner because I think they're really trying to build up him having this really long title reign and having someone stronger than even stronger than Roman be the one who finally take the belt away from him. So I'm thinking Bobby Lashley's going to be the guy, but it might be someone else. But in my opinion, when Brock does lose the belt, it's going to be in the USA with the crowd cheering as the reign of terror of Brock Lesnar comes to an end. So I think he's going to retain here.
Interesting. And as for me personally, like, I don't even know what the hell to believe anymore, practically, between how Mania 34 was swerved, so I'm very hesitant. And again, just like Mania 34, it doesn't really matter who wins. We'll still all lose practically, but geez, if I had to pick someone, I guess I'll go with Roman Reigns, because, I mean, Saudi Arabia, they'll cheer all the damn faces. They'll cheer for Cena, and they'll cheer for Roman, so, yeah, this is probably a better stage to, I guess, have Roman win. So I'll go ahead and say Roman Reigns. Let's go to the next match. Our next match on the card is the Fatal 4-Way Intercontinental Championship ladder match with Seth Rollins versus Finn Balor versus Samoa Joe versus The Miz. Seth Rollins won the IC title from The Miz at WrestleMania 34, and yeah, now he's gonna defend it in this ladder match. And boy, do we love ladder matches. And Heathie, who do you think's gonna win?
Well, the thing is, I think they've been playing hot potato with the IC title.
Hmm.
Obviously with Miz and Roman and Seth, I feel like they need to have some like stability with the title. Otherwise, it's going to start looking weaker than it already is at this point. See Joe or Balor winning it, I just can't see it, and I think they're going to leave it until they're on US soil to have the Miz, record
Hmm.
the cumulative days. So for that reason, I'm gonna go for a Rollins with tension.
I see what you mean. And Hand of God, who do you think's gonna win?
I also can't see the title changing hands here because Seth's just got too much momentum behind him. He's only won the belt like a month or so ago, so there's no reason to take it away from him now.
Yeah, I see what you guys mean. I'll say Rollins as well. I mean, he probably would make sense for him to retain, perhaps considering they thrown Joe on SmackDown, and I'm afraid they're not going to give Balor any damn title run soon, which is kind of pissing me off a bit because I'm a fan of Balor. And Miz, he's had a lengthy reign, but damn it, I want some fresh blood in the Intercontinental Championship scene. But we're getting that at least, so we'll see what happens. Let's go to the next match. Our next match is a WrestleMania 34 rematch as well. AJ Styles versus Shinsuke Nakamura for the WWE Championship. AJ won the Shinsuke won the Royal Rumble. Damn it, almost got them switched up, but whatever. Shinsuke won this year's Royal Rumble, challenged AJ at Mania, and didn't capture the gold. God damn it, you had one chance to give him the gold and you fucking blew it. Well, at least we have a heel Nakamura now, so maybe this might pay off, but I don't know. Heaty, who do you think's gonna win?
Well, I thought this match was gonna happen at Backlash. Don't know why it's happening here. Maybe just they're pulling out all the stops. There's this weird rumor going around that AJ's going to retain because Shinsuke's going to go for the phenomenal ball arm, and AJ's going to have some sort of like. So Nakamura cannot win at Saudi. It can't happen there. It needs to happen at one of maybe even SummerSlam. It just can't be now. They have to wait a bit, let the story play out. So for that reason, I'm going with AJ Styles.
I see. And Hand of God, who do you think's gonna win?
I'm gonna say that this is the moment. This is the match where there's a big event on the card, and the title's gonna change hands right here. I'm gonna say Shinsuke is gonna win because what else are they really gonna do with him if he's not in the main event? Like we've seen it before, where he was just kind of floating around in the mid card, and people weren't really happy. He probably wasn't really happy, so I think to keep him happy, they're gonna give him a nice title reign.
I see what you guys mean. Yeah, to be honest, again, I don't know who to choose from considering what happened at Mania 34. And, like, it's really hard. I mean, like, I want to say Shinsuke because he was such a fan favorite from that time. But now that he's heel, I'm not sure. Oh, it's so hard. It's so hard. I'll just say AJ, alright? I'm not sure Nakamura will win here. I mean, one thing's at least for certain, their match will probably be better than Mania 34. Now let's go on to the next match. Our next match is the U.S. Championship match. Jeff Hardy versus Jinder Mahal. Jeff Hardy actually won the belt when Jinder came to Raw. And yeah, then Jeff Hardy went back to SmackDown that same week for the Superstar Shakeup. So yeah, now Jinder Mahal is getting a damn rematch, and it's happening here. Heathy, who do you think's gonna win?
I think over the last few weeks, maybe even the last few months, I think even WWE they do not see value in Jinder Mahal like they once did. I don't think they see him as a main event star. I think they've just lost interest in him. I think this is just a match to like ease him down the card a bit further, so it's not to seem like it's a total quote unquote burial. I don't like to use that word so much, but that's what it could turn out to be. I think they see much more value in Jeff Hardy as a single star, being that he's much more marketable and the fact that he's much more popular amongst the fans. So for that reason, I'm going with the Jeff Hardy retention.
Yeah, I see what you mean. And I mean, Jeff Hardy is a big merchandise seller. Like, his merchandise sells money hand over fist. And, Hand of God, who do you think's gonna win?
I think that Jeff Hardy's gonna retain, especially since he's only recently won the belt. I think Jeff Hardy's gonna be like SmackDown's very own version of Seth Rollins, which might have been why he was moved there to SmackDown. I think he's gonna be putting on great matches. People are gonna be loving Jeff like we did 10 years ago. So there's no point of taking the belt away from him.
Yeah, I see what you guys mean. And I'll agree with you both and say Jeff Hardy. I mean, geez, I'm actually pretty glad to see Jeff Hardy with the U.S. Championship. And, I can't wait to see what else he does with it too. Hopefully, after this run, successfully defends against Jinder, and then we'll see what happens when he does with it on SmackDown. So let's go on to the next match. Our next match is for the Raw, or should I say the vacant Raw Tag Team Championships. Man, Vacant got another good win this year. But no, the match is going to be contested between Bray Wyatt and Matt Hardy. Should I say the Broken Lovers or Woken Lovers or whatever the hell you want to call them? I don't care. Versus the Bar, Cesaro, and Sheamus. Now, Braun Strowman and the Frig actually had the son of referee John Cone, Nicholas, and him like win the tag belts. So as Braun and Nicholas won the belts at WrestleMania 34, which is one of the biggest what the hells like ever. I mean, what the hell were they thinking? I don't even know. And the night after, because Nicholas is still a kid and all, and still has school to deal with, yeah, they had to vacate the belt. So that's where Vacant gets his win. And so there was a tag team eliminator tournament. The Revival beat Carl Anderson and Luke Gallows, only to lose to Bray Wyatt and Matt Hardy in the semifinals, who beat Titus Worldwide in the first round. So now, at the Greatest Royal Rumble, the Bar will face off against the former champions. The Bar will face off against the Broken Lovers, as I'm just going to call them from here on out. Heathy, who do you think's going to win?
So the match is between Bray Wyatt and Matt Hardy and the Bar. The Bar's over on SmackDown. So if they win the Raw tag titles, the Bar can take them back to Raw. They have to go to Raw because obviously you need a tag title
Take
on
them
each
back to
brand.
Raw. Hmm.
The winning team will be on Raw with the titles. So I really thought Wyatt and Hardy would definitely win it, but after this, it puts my thought process in doubt a bit. Like I'm going to stick with the Woken Warriors. Oh, it doesn't win because that would just throw me off a bit.
Yeah, but I see what you mean. This whole thing, I never thought about it like that before. Hand of God, who do you think's gonna win?
My pick for this match is Bray Wyatt and Matt Hardy because they're the new team on the block, so obviously they're gonna have a new team boost. So they're probably gonna win. We've seen a lot of Sheamus and Cesaro, so I don't really think anyone really wants to see another tag team, another them dominating the tag team division again for a while. I think a move to SmackDown is going to be good for them because they can have some refreshing feuds. But I think Bray and Matt, they're going to be the new top team on Raw, and everyone's going to love it.
Yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and say the Broken Lovers, Bray and Matt in this case. Oh yeah, and I forgot, how did these two become a team, Bray and Matt? Well, if you saw Ultimate Deletion, after Matt kicked Bray into the Lake of Reincarnation, Bray sort of just allied himself now with Matt, and now, yeah. I mean, these two would probably work better as a team than rivals anyways, but hey, at least with them rivals, we got that awesome Ultimate Deletion stuff. But yeah, I'll go ahead and say the Broken Lovers, Bray Wyatt, and Matt Hardy. Let's go to the next match. Our next match here is for the SmackDown Tag Team Champs. The Bludgeon Brothers, Luke Harper and Eric Rowan, versus the Usos, Jimmy and Jay Uso. And basically, the Bludgeon Brothers won the belts at Mania 34. At least that's something we all got right in that triple threat, which also had the Usos and the New Day. And since the Usos were the original champs, like going into Mania, now they're going to get their rematch here against the Bludgeon Brothers. Heathie, who do you think's going to win?
Well, the Bludgeon Brothers have been built up as this unstoppable force over the last month or two, and to have them lose here to the Usos, it would just be counterintuitive to what the WWE are trying to do with them. They need to go on at least a 2 to 3 month reign. They need the titles right now, so I think the Bludgeon Brothers are going to win.
I see. And Hand of God, who do you think's going to win?
Yeah, I'm going to have to agree with Evie and say the Bludgeon Brothers are going to win because they're kind of like the strong guys, the team that just destroys every team in front of them. So it'd legitimize them to just have them drop the belt really quickly. So they're going to take the win here and carry on their reign for another months.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
see
like
what you
just
guys
more
mean.
months.
Yeah, I see what you guys mean. And I'm going to agree with both of you and say the Bludgeon Brothers. I mean, they at least have a streak, at least in tag team victories, like when they were repackaged as Bludgeon Brothers. Because, Rowan kind of suffered a bit of a loss on the last episode of SmackDown, courtesy of a distraction from Jimmy's wife, Naomi, and that
Well,
was,
Coffee,
yeah.
just to point something out, Naomi will not be distracting them
Oh yeah, I know what you mean there. Oh
on
boy. Yeah, but I just wanted to note that because that happened on SmackDown. So really, I think that's the only time like any one of them have suffered any sort of like pinfalls or whatever, but not as like a tag team action. So I guess the tag team streak still lives alive. But whatever. Look, I'm just gonna say the Bludgeon Brothers. Let's go to the next match. Our next match is going to be for the WWE Cruiserweight Championship between the newly crowned Cedric Alexander versus Kalisto. Basically, what happened was Cedric Alexander and Mustafa Ali were the final two in that cruiserweight tournament. And at WrestleMania 34 in the pre-show, Cedric Alexander finally won the big one after, at least for cruiserweights on 205 Live, after going through so much, having his opportunity shot just taken away between all the mess that happened with Enzo and crap. And now he's finally won it. And so basically, but afterwards, like, let me look here for the build up real quick. Like, what happened was here, Buddy Murphy had like attacked Cedric Alexander 2 nights later on 205 Live after his victory, and Murphy was going to face him, but he failed his 205 weigh-in, so they went ahead and made a gauntlet match essentially to determine the new #1 contender. And Kalisto won it, so now they're going to face off here. Healy, who do you think's going to win?
I think they need to build up to Alexander versus Mustafa Ali, or maybe even Alexander versus Murphy. I don't see why the cruiserweight title would change hands so quickly, so I'm going to go with Cedric Alexander.
All right, all right. And Hand of God, who do you think's going to win?
I'm gonna predict the champ to retain here, and I think they're having this match because they want to give Cedric Alexander like a match to kind of make him seem like a big deal by beating a name like Kalisto, who's been on the main roster for years, and
Yeah, I see what you mean. And then they put Kalisto on
his reign
205.
going, keep his momentum going, and then he's gonna look strong. He's gonna look good for the Saudi Arabia crowd, and they're gonna be going crazy for the cruiserweights.
Yeah, they're probably one of the only other people I could actually see really probably at least giving some boost for the cruiserweights. Maybe 205, not 205, but NXT crowd probably would. And I'll go ahead and say Cedric Alexander as well. I mean, his reign is probably going to be like sort of this. His reign, like when he won it, was sort of like the start of kind of washing away the badness of like the entire reign. Because I feel like the Cruiserweight Championship has been like cursed. I've said it like in the voice chats on the server before, but I'm not sure I've ever said it in any one of these videos here. But I do feel like the new Cruiserweight Championship belt has been cursed up until Cedric Alexander won. I mean, TJ Perkins wins it in the Cruiserweight Classic, but gets thrown to the Wolves. The Brian Kendrick wins it, but he gets taken down with an injury after a go to sleep from Hideo Itami, who's being wasted on 205. Rich Swann wins it, but then he gets stuck with his domestic abuse nonsense, and now he's gone. Neville wins it, but is not happy with the booking and is sitting out his contract. Akira Tozawa briefly wins it, but then is fed back to Neville and thrown to the Wolves. Enzo Amore wins it, and I don't even need to go into further detail there. Kalisto wins it, but then he's thrown to the Wolves after Enzo wins it. And then after Enzo's released, vacated, and then at least now this new history can start over. The new stage of history for the Cruiserweight Championship will still continue on. Let's go to the next match. Our next match is John Cena versus Triple H. The Battle of the Burial Machines. Who can bury who the harder? Super Cena versus the Reign of Terror. Jesus Christ, just thinking about this makes me sad. But whatever. Healy, who do you think's gonna win?
This is just a match for the fans to watch and enjoy. There's no real rhyme or reason to it other than the fact this is a huge fucking show. They're just going to make it a big draw so they can sell tickets and get revenue from all the fans. I'm assuming it's just a match to make the fans go home happy. Could be like the co-main event or something. I think the winner of this match, purely because he's a face and to try and get a good reaction from the crowd, hype them up. It's going to be John Cena who wins.
Alright, and Hand of God, who do you think's gonna win?
I think that this match is really just for the fans. They're just trying to get as many big names on the card as EP said. Like, it's going to be a memorable match. It could even be match of the night. I'm looking forward to it the most. But I think both of these guys have had a few like high-profile losses, especially Triple H, because he's been on a huge WrestleMania losing streak. I want to say Triple H has a chance of winning, but because of the crowd and to send the crowd home happy, kind of, I'm going to say John Cena's going to win this match.
Yeah, I agree with you both, actually, and I'm also gonna say John Cena's gonna win. I mean, the match really is for the fans, and actually, now that I think about it, both of these guys actually lost the WrestleMania 34 matches. Cena had the match against The Undertaker, and he got squashed in that pretty much, and Triple H, and he was in the mixed tag match between, it was him and Stephanie versus Kurt Angle and Ronda Rousey, and the good guys won there. So yeah, funny enough, they lost their WrestleMania 34 matches. Now they're gonna try to see which one can bury each other the harder. All right,
Yeah, I feel like Triple H has been he's trying to make up for the reign of terror as much as possible. Like he's just been putting people over like for the past few years. So I
And
think that's why he's gonna lose here because I don't think he cares that much about winning and losing anymore.
and thank goodness for that. All right, let's go to the next match, or final match in this case. All right, our last match here is the Undertaker versus Rusev in a casket match, and this match has kind of been toyed around with a little because first Rusev wasn't going to be in it, but then it was first Rusev was going to be in it, then Chris Jericho instead of Rusev, but now Rusev's back, and god damn it, what the hell? Oh, jeez Louise, I don't even know anymore, but yeah, Healy, who do you think's gonna win?
Well, judging on how easy it is to switch like, opponents, three people could genuinely win this match because it could even be changed at the last minute. But after that, let's face it, it's a squash match against John Cena at WrestleMania. They're not gonna have him go. They're not gonna have him lose to Rusev, let alone go a long match with them. So I think Undertaker's gonna comfortably win the match.
I see, and Hand of God, who do you think's gonna win?
I agree that Undertaker's gonna win the match because this is his specialist match. And really Rusev is just like a guy who they can just have him lose to Undertaker and no one really gets damaged because Rusev Day is still popular as hell. And people won't really be that angry that he lost to Undertaker because it's Undertaker, like, so it doesn't really damage him too much unless he gets absolutely squashed or embarrassed. But still, he got to face Undertaker. Not many people can say that. So I'm going to predict Undertaker to win here because it wouldn't make sense for him to beat John Cena then lose to Rusev.
Yeah, I see what you guys mean, and I'll agree with you both and say Undertaker here. I mean, the casket match is one of his specialty matches too, so it probably makes sense. And yeah, I'm sure Rusev won't be completely squashed. I know he ain't going down without a fight, that's for damn sure. But this should be an entertaining match. And that's pretty much every single match on the card in a nutshell. It kind of does have a WrestleMania feel to it, but it's a little after Mania. But we'll see. It's starting a little earlier, perhaps, so some of us are going to get a break a bit to see it earlier. And yeah, because it's happening at 7 p.m. Saudi Arabia time, which would be like 11 a.m. my time, and I'm in U.S. time zone central. And yeah, that's pretty much it here. But that's the card in a nutshell. I want to thank Healy and Hand of God for being here once again. Say bye, fellas.
Bye.
And that's pretty much it. So enjoy Greatest Royal Rumble, and we'll see you guys next time for Backlash.